Hello everyone and welcome to our session again. This is about the prerequisite for learning mobile app test automation. So we will learn what are the things that are required to easily grasp the concepts of test automation, basically mobile automation. So here we will try to cover what are the things that you should know, or if you're not knowing, you should start learning those things. Fine, because these things are very necessary. So there are basic Java, Selenium Webdriver, we have Eclipse IDE, Android Studio. Then we'll introduce you to Xcode. We'll try to introduce you emulators and simulators. Basically, the Android Studio and Xcodes are really not necessary, but if you know it, it's good. Emulators and simulators are very important. These are basically provided with Android Studio and Xcodes respectively. You have some third party emulator simulator also, which you can download. Then we will introduce you to Appium. So uh, these are the things that the person who is going to start uh, to learn test automation should know. Basically, Selenium WebDriver, Eclipse IDE, Android Studio. So I believe all the things that you have already known, but if some of you maybe from the background of manual testing, and that's why they were not knowing basic Java or Selenium WebDriver. So if you start with basic Java, or you start with learning Selenium WebDriver, it will be very helpful in your case, right? So in basic Java, I mean the basic OOPS concepts like inheritance or encapsulation, polymorphism, and everything. Because you're going to make classes, you're going to inherit classes, you're going to make objects and everything. So if the basics are clear, so it's a good platform to start with. So for basic Java, I mean if we start with basic Java, how exactly you will install and start with the basic Java. Fine, this is not about concepts, it's just about installing the Java on your respective platforms, whether you're on Mac, whether you're on Windows, or uh, whether you are on Linux. It doesn't matter. The basic things of installations are the same. So we'll start with the uh, installing, I mean showing you to how to install Java. Then we'll start with Selenium WebDriver, installing Selenium WebDriver also. So as this is almost 10-12 minutes of video, we'll try to cover as much as we can, and then the remaining things will be covered in the next video. Selenium WebDriver is also very important things that if you know basic Java, you can have very ease of learning in Selenium WebDriver. There's nothing much to worry about. So let's start with Java. We just go to uh, Oracle page. That, as you know, Java is now Oracle's product. Previously it's about Sun Microsystems. So in Oracle page, I mean oracle.com, you just search for Java download and you will be navigated to this page. So here we have different options available, right? So once you scroll down to the page, once you go down to the page, you can see the JDK. Fine. So there is JDK and there is JRE, but in our case we need the JDK, not the JRE. Fine, because JDK contains all the uh, libraries which are required to develop application or develop automation framework. JRE is just runtime environment. Fine, it gives you the environment to run the Java application, but JDK contains the additional things like libraries and everything. So in for our case, we will download JDK. So once you click on download JDK page, so you will be navigated to uh, Java page. Fine, and then you can download and install Java. Then we have to install Eclipse. Fine, so once you go to Eclipse, the latest version is Mars. You can download, it was released in June 2015. You just click on the download page, download link, and you will be navigated to this one, where we have options for Mac OS, Windows OS, and Linux. So depends on the whatever platform you are working on, you can download the respective uh, binaries or respective exe file or zip file, whatever is available over this page. So in my case right now I'm on Mac machine, so I will choose this Mac OS system and I will install it. So latest one was Mars, as I told you, and once you click on this it will start downloading it, and it will, you just have to, it will be a kind of zip file, so you just have to extract it. And there is a uh, executive Eclipse file, which you, once you click, you will be covered, you will be navigated to this page. So this is basically how the Eclipse look like. Fine, the left panel is package explorer, the right one is editor, where you will write your code. So this is the editor wherever you are going to write the code. This is the package explorer. Once you create a project, all the project hierarchy will be there, so you will get to know these once you start using or creating projects or everything. So there is nothing to worry about currently. uh, Once this is currently blank slate, but once we get you used to it, it will be look like uh, I mean, very easy things. So now in terms of Xcode, now we have Eclipse. Now if you go to Xcode, that is basically uh, the platform for iOS development. Fine, we don't really need it, but if you have it, you can install it. Fine. So before that, you just try using, Android Studio. Fine, you can develop your application on Android Eclipse, I mean Eclipse also, but if you have Android Studio, you can have a better understanding of how the code runs, how the APK file is made or something. So you can just search for Android Studio, you will be navigated to this page, and you just download and install it. It's there's nothing major, I mean major, that's just a simple software installation process. It will guide you through step by step, so it will not be a hectic task for anyone, and it's available on all platforms. This is basically where Android code is developed. And now if you move to Xcode, this is basically a tricky thing because it requires developer account. Fine. uh, you have to have the Apple ID basically, and then you can download it. And if you don't have developer account, you cannot install, I mean you can run and make application on your simulator, but you cannot run on physical devices, you cannot send it to the market. Fine. So right now as we are I mean automation tester, so we really don't know the developer account. But if you want to run and create your application, test application, and then try something out, then you have to create developer account, which cost $99 a year. Fine. And uh, once you go to this page, there is, like you see, there is a download link uh, on which, clicking on which, you can download the Xcode. Fine. So once we download and install the Xcode, we will see how it look like. Currently my page is stuck, I don't know why, so just wait for a moment. Also, I mean yeah, now it's working. Cool. So yeah, we have now Eclipse, we have now Android Studio, we have Java, we have Xcode. So how you I mean how you will test how, or whether the Java has been installed or not. Fine. So you just open terminal or command prompt, depends on whether you're Windows or, I mean Mac or Windows respectively, and on just the command prompt or terminal, you just write, so you just type Java version, and it will give you the Java version. If that command succeeds, I mean if it is successfully executed, it means Java is being installed. So you will get the message like this: Java version is this one, and Java AC runtime environment build is this one, and Java server is this. So if you get this kind of message, it means Java has been successfully installed on your system. So now you are ready to write some test cases over Eclipse, because Eclipse ID we are using. So this is the message which you get. If you are getting it, it's right. If you are not getting it, it means you have done something wrong. Try reinstalling it, before, or there may be some restriction in your system which is preventing you to install the Java software. Sometimes the I mean virus protection system uh, is also is a hindrance in installing the Java. This is the Android Studio. Once you open like this, it I have selected the dark theme. Why? That's why it's looking like similar like Eclipse. Fine. You will write code for in this also. So uh, and this is how the Xcode look like. This is how the Eclipse look like. All are having the same structure. Right, left is package explorer and the right one is the editor. Similar with this, left is the package explorer and right one is the editor. So once you open a file, the file will be displayed on right side to edit or to write something. Similarly the case with iOS also. Fine, you can see, I mean every editor has almost the same structure. uh, so for this session we have covered the basic, I mean how you will install the Java and uh, Eclipse and Android Studio and Xcode. Next session will start covering the emulator simulator part, Selenium Webdriver part, Appium part. So these are the parts which are remaining, and we will cover that in the next session. And I request, I mean everyone to start learning the basics of Java, because it's very useful if not important. I mean it's important, but some of you might be from the background of manual testing. So if you have basic concepts of Java, it will definitely be very helpful to understand the things and get things done faster, right? So this was it for this session. We'll meet again in the next video. Thanks everyone for joining this session. Thank you.